Guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this video with you guys because today we're gonna be talking about Beverly and Genevieve's couple alert story on the show called Dead Ranger season 1, available to watch on Prime Video. But before we get into more details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well if you guys have watched the show and what would you personally rate it from 1 to 10. So let's get right into the details. So basically, in the beginning of the show, you can actually see that Beverly, and her twin sister Elliot, they run a very successful place of fertility where they help women give birth. And once upon a time, Genevieve actually goes there to do a consultation because she wants to see what is her probabilities of having a kid in the future, since she in this case is a very famous actress and she wants to see how she's gonna do it. So when she arrives to the clinic, in this case Beverly actually ends up being the doctor to do the consultation on her. But at this point, Beverly already knew who she was, and Beverly is a lesbian, and she was actually crushing over Genevieve at this point during the consultation. So Beverly was a little bit uncomfortable because she couldn't be herself around Genevieve. So she went to her twin sister Elliot and actually ask her for them to swap places so that Elliot can go do the consultation on Genevieve and not Beverly in this case. So after the whole consultation thing happened, Beverly wanted to know more about Genevieve, and her sister Elliot was like, hey, I can, since they are twins in this case, actually told her, hey, like, I can go and get her for you, and of course Beverly was like, no, don't do it. But Elliot, being Elliot, she had decided still to go to the bar where Genevieve was, because Genevieve actually found out during the consultation that she can have babies, that she's infertile, not 100%, but she will have problems in and having babies. So she went to the bar to cry and just to be emotional about it. So Elliot actually goes and pretending to be her twin sister, in this case Beverly, to the bar to go support Genevieve through the situation that she was going through, and they actually end up sharing a kiss. But in this case, Genevieve actually thought that she was kissing Beverly, and she didn't know she was kissing Elliot. So after that whole situation happened, eventually Genevieve and Beverly went on this whole bars where Genevieve was, and they ended up hooking up. And the next day, there's when Genevieve actually found out that Elliot and in this case and Beverly were twins. And then of course Genevieve asked Beverly, like, the girl that was with me at the bar, the whole everything that happened, did she play any role in it when we were doing what we were doing in the bar, the conversation? Was that you, or was that your twin sister? And of course that's when the whole mistake happens, because in this case Beverly actually ends up lying to Genevieve and tell her, no, everything was me, it was us, it wasn't my sister. So after that they moved past that. But then in this case Beverly and Genevieve decided to get super close and super intimate with one another. They were spending time together, they were falling in love with one another. And of course Elliot, Beverly's twin sister, started to get worried because she never saw her sister falling this deep for another woman. And she, at this point, Elliot was afraid that Genevieve would take her sister away from her because they do everything together, and just felt like her spot was in danger. And of course at this point Genevieve also wasn't starting to like, in this case, Elliot as well, because of the way Elliot was. She was very over obsessive with her sister, but her sister was also over obsessive with her. So it was like making their personal relationship very complicated between Beverly and Genevieve in this case. So as time progresses, things started to get more serious between them, and then Genevieve actually asked Beverly for them to go and have kids together. And of course Beverly was already struggling to have kids, but she had decided to do it another way. And who ends up actually being the donor is actually Genevieve's brother, who actually ends up donating the sperm, and she actually got pregnant. And during that whole pregnancy, that's when Genevieve actually found out that at the beginning of the relationship, Beverly was actually lying to her about how they met in that whole first date situation. And things just didn't go as planned. Genevieve had decided to leave Beverly because she just couldn't take her sister anymore, and everything that her sister is doing, in this case Elliot, just like not allowing them to have a relationship, just all over their business and just creating chaos in this case. So after that, Genevieve decided to remove herself, and at this point, Beverly was already pregnant. After months progresses, Beverly ends up calling Genevieve and tell her, hey, I eliminated my sister from my life, you don't have to worry about her anymore. And of course, Genevieve, she ends up coming back, but then when she comes back, Beverly actually found out that everybody who is around her is actually trying to eliminate her sister from the whole picture and blaming her for everything that she was doing when it comes to the work and all of that. And of course, at the beginning, Beverly, she was against it because she didn't want to go against her sister. Besides, everything that they were saying was true, but it's still like it's her sister. She doesn't want allow her sister, to go down like that. But at the end of the day, then Genevieve told her, for once in your life, can you choose me? Like basically say, you always choose your sisters, always your sister, your sister, your sister. When will you ever choose me? Like we are building a family, we are gonna have a family together. You need to start putting your sister in her place and just stuff like that. And of course, Beverly ends up doing what Genevieve in this case asked her to do, and everybody around her asked her to do. But as the show progresses, at the end, that's where the whole situation happens, because after that, Genevieve, she went away to another place because she had to go shoot a movie in another country. And of course, Beverly, she stayed, and that's when Beverly and her sister actually came out with this whole confusing ending, where, summing it up in quick words, basically, Elliot and Beverly, they decided to team up, where in this case Elliot and Beverly, they will switch as twins. And basically, summing it up in quick words, Beverly ends up losing her life, she ends up giving birth, and then Elliot take on her persona, and it's like she's now the mother of the twins that got born, something like that. And when Genevieve arrived at the hospital, she found, in this case, Elliot, who is now Beverly, like with their twins. So now it's a very confusing situation, because the reality is that Beverly is no more long alive. She passed away, and her sister took on her persona. So it's kind of confusing. Hopefully in season 2 we will get more answers to what really happened, because the show at the beginning, to be honest, was kind of confusing. I couldn't get it, but there's a whole lot going on. So if you guys want the full details, I would definitely recommend you guys to go watch the show to definitely understand what I'm talking about. It's very complicated to sum up a whole season in just 8 minutes, but I will definitely recommend you guys to go watch the show. But moral of the story is that Beverly ends up passing away. She and her sister, they decide to switch roles, and her sister ends up being the mother of the twins who she was pregnant with. And now apparently it looks like Genevieve believes that Beverly is alive and that Elliot disappeared. So it's kind of confusing, but go watch the show for more details. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments. Until the next video, and goodbye.